Hello, my name is Josh and I'm a watchaholic. Welcome to Horology Insanity. What is up, my watch friends? So check this out. This is number 4 now of the unboxing video that I was doing on this Weiss limited edition titanium ultralight hand wound watch. And you'll recall in my previous video, there was a nick on the buckle up here that I was concerned about. The other concern that I had turned out to not be a concern, so that's great news. And so I reached out to customer service, and I believe it was Whitney. She replied. She said, "Hey, sorry to hear about the buckle. And yes, they of course will replace that under warranty, and so that's not a concern there. But here's where I'm at." And so in the last video, I think I asked for y'all's opinion on how to handle a situation like this. And overnight, I wouldn't call it buyer's remorse. I definitely wouldn't call it buyer's remorse. But I've just been sitting here staring at this watch. And I'm trying to determine if I connect with it. And I feel like I'm not bonding with it in the way that I thought that I was going to. And I've heard people say that it doesn't matter how great a watch is, sometimes you just don't bond or connect with a certain watch. And this one, it's funny because I love everything about it. I love the light brown strap. Now, I will admit, for the price, might it have been cool to come with a fitted bracelet? Probably. But I love the brown strap and the way that it plays on the blue on the dial. I love the hand wind movement. I love a hand wound movement. This hand wound movement is really cool because when you go to hack it, it will continue running until it gets to the 12 o'clock position on the seconds hand, and then it'll stop, and then you can set it. And I don't know, I think that's cool. I don't think I've seen another watch before that does that. I love the fact that it's titanium. I love the fact that the movement in it, right, is made here. I love the fact that Weiss is a company. If you look at the dial, even it's branded it right under the 6, Los Angeles, California. I love that they're trying to be an independent watchmaker here in the US, and that in many ways they're competing with some of the world's best anywhere else. And I think that that's cool. But for whatever reason, despite loving all of these things, I don't know, I'm not bonding with it. So here's the decision that I'm now faced with. They do allow for returns as long as it's unworn and new in box, which this one still is, except for the buckle. But again, that's from their QC and they've already agreed to replace that. But I can return the watch for a full refund. Under those conditions, which I meet all those conditions. But I have within 14 days. And I inquired in my email that I sent before about the buckle just to ask about the return policy. And Winnie was very nice about it and asked if that's something that, we wanted, if I want to proceed with that, she would help me process that. And they would send me a shipping label and all that to get it back to them. But again, I'm torn because I want to love this watch and I want to keep it. I actually got the serial number that I got on it because that happens to be my birth year. And so I thought, oh man, for keeper status, if I could double dip and also make it a birth year watch, that would be cool. And so what I've been doing is just kind of sitting here staring at it. And yeah, I don't know. So, so a couple of thoughts that I had. One, I am part of a couple of watch groups, but one of them in particular, I know some folks might be interested in this, so I'm going to maybe offer it to them first because it is sold out, right? It's a limited edition of 100 pieces and it's sold out. So if somebody wanted to get in on this but wasn't able to because they sold out, then this would be an opportunity for them, and then hopefully they connect with it and love it. So that's an option. Another option, like I said, I posted it in Flipper's Paradise in Discord. So some of the folks there, just kind of seeing if anybody's interested in it. And then, of course, I do have the option to just return it which might be the easiest option for me. But the tricky part with that is that I can't put it on. Part of me wants to just put it on the wrist and see if that helps the bonding experience any. And I don't know. So I've tried to, I've taken it outside, looked at it in the light, looked at it inside in the different conditions. I work from home, and school and everything else I pretty much do from here. So I'm home like 24 hours a day, barely leave the house. But just trying to see the environments that I am in. Okay, what does it look like? And yeah, I love everything about it. But for whatever reason, that I don't know. It's so hard to explain. Hey, so down in the comments, let me know. Have you ever had a watch that you thought you would love and it just wasn't there once you got it? What was that like for you? And I don't know. Do you ever look back on that watch? Like, part of me wonders if I get rid of this, if I'm gonna miss it. And if so, it's going to be really hard to track down another one because they're so limited. And I'm guessing most of the folks that have one are going to keep it. And so there's that. What do they call that? FOMO, fear of missing out. But I don't know. So anyway, just want to do another video. One, to confirm customer service from Weiss was fantastic. She was very quick to reply and very quick to offer her help, and so that was awesome. So I'm so glad for that. I do suspect I'm gonna get another Weiss. I do. And here's part of my thinking on this. So I talk about value all the time, and value is a mathematical equation that I run in my head that takes into account many different factors and circumstances. And so with this Weiss watch, part of me would maybe love it more if it was a $1,000 to maybe $1,500 watch. Now, if you're not aware, this watch MSRP was $2,800, so almost $3,000, And it's funny. I'm going to share a story real quick. So when I ordered this watch, that evening we were sitting at dinner. My wife made dinner, and she had gone to Trader Joe's, and she had bought me one of these sparkling strawberry juice beverage things. And so we were sitting there, and I had tried it, and I said, okay, it's pretty good. Basically what we're doing, I could be addicted to soda as well, right? If it were up to me, I would drink nothing but soda ever. And so in an attempt to not do that, we're looking for other options. And so my wife found this. She wanted to try it. Now, she tells me that this thing is $1. They're $1 a piece. And when she told me that, after me trying it, I was like, oh, I don't know that the value's there on that. Like, I don't know if I would buy more. And of course so this is right after I ordered this, she kind of reminds me, she was like, Josh, you just spent $3,000 on your 257th watch. Yet you're going to sit here and complain that this soda isn't worth $1. And yeah, that's kind of the way that my mind works. And I'm extremely frugal. You never know it with the fact that I'm sitting here talking about this $3,000 watch that I bought. And then I'm sitting here and I'm not necessarily comparing it, but I am comparing just value equations. I think you can calculate value no matter how much something costs. And so I joke in life that I calculate ROI on everything. Like, every decision that I make, I calculate the return on that. And I'm not doing it in a profitable way. I'm not doing it even in a monetary way. I'm doing it on just a thing that says, is this, whatever it is, XYZ, worth my time, effort, attention, whatever? And so that's where I was comparing this soda in the same day that I bought this watch. And my wife just kind of gave me a reality kick in the face, and lovingly so. And I love her for it. That's part of the reason why I married her. We agreed very early on 100% open, honest communication in all things at all times. And so, and that's helpful. It's really helpful. So anyway, back to the watch. Thought I'd share that funny story, but back to the watch. yeah, this thing's amazing. And I suspect that I'm going to try to get another one of these. I'm probably going to get their lower tiered watch. So this being a limited edition, I think is what, and being titanium and the movement being kind of custom, all of that drove the price up on this one. And I think that if I could find a Weiss at or under 1,000, it'd probably be stainless steel. I would stick with the 42 millimeter or this larger size because the size is good on it. Again, that's because I got a big wrist. But if I could do that, then I'm probably gonna get another Weiss. I definitely want one in my collection. I do. I love everything that they stand for. So I foresee that. I do. And I foresee me hopefully enjoying that more. And I definitely see their customer service and everything else being top notch. And so that's a plus. So yeah, that's where we're at with this one. Anyway, I just wanted to do a follow-up video to let y'all know I did hear back from them. They immediately offered to resolve the situation, and they were even helpful in me, are offering for me to walk through the return policy if that's something that I decide to do. So anyway, here it is, Weiss Watch, and I wish I didn't have to make the decision so quickly, and I wish I could wear it, but I know why. Like, I totally understand why they only accept returns on unworn new in-box watches. I get it. But yeah. And I think this is going to be the second watch that I've ever returned. It's not something that I do. The only other one that I did was a Humism watch. Technically, I had ordered 2 of them. So this would be the third if you're counting by watch. But this is the second order, right? The second time. I ordered 2 watches from Humism and loved everything about them. But when I got them, I just didn't connect, and they offered a return policy, and I took them up on it. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's something that I do, I don't want to say with grief, but with pause and trepidation, maybe. Maybe trepidation isn't the right word. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know words very well. I mean, you can tell I'm a math nerd. I don't know words. I can't pronounce anything either. But anyway, yeah. So here we go. Weiss Watch. You might be going to a new home or back to where you came. But, oh, I'm sad. Oh, well. Yeah, oh, well. Okay. I think I got to do what I got to do. With that, we'll call this one a wrap. So if you have questions about this or anything else, hit me up in the comment section. I highly recommend checking Weiss out. I really do. They're kind of a small independent watchmaker, but he doesn't have a lot of design variation. You're not going to see anywhere near the design spectrum that you will with a Zelos or some of the independent micro brands, but you will see some of the top watchmaking skills in the industry. And that's something that you don't get to see in all those other things, in all those other brands. So yeah, you see it here with Weiss, and you can appreciate that. I can appreciate that anyway. All right, man. Okay, I'm just rambling on now because I don't want to get rid of it. But I know I should. All right, with that, please remember what really matters, and that's not watches. Keep the insanity sane, my friend.